Let's clarify Medicare Parts A, B, C, D, and G. Starting with Medicare Part A. Medicare Part A is part of Original Medicare. Part A covers hospitalization specifically. For Medicare Part A, you have a $1,676 deductible. Now, this deductible applies to a visit of when you get wheeled back from the ER room into inpatient hospitalization. This deductible applies to one visit in a 60-day period. And if you have multiple visits within a 60-day period, that deductible still applies. More often than not, you're going to hit that deductible on your first visit. So if you have any other visits after that, then those would be covered as well, up to the 60-day limit. After 60 days, you would have a new $1,676 deductible. Let's talk about the other side of Original Medicare, which is Part B. Part B is outpatient services. So this is everything from the ER to doctor visits, specialist visits, lab work, imaging, chemotherapy, any type of immunotherapy that you may get, things like that outside of the hospital. With that, you have a $257 deductible. This deductible, once it is hit, then goes to coinsurance. Coinsurance is 80-20. Medicare will pay 80%, you'll pay 20%. There is no cap on this. This can be very concerning because between the two things of Medicare Parts A and B, you could actually be exposing yourself to tens of thousands of medical bills in a year just on Original Medicare. That's why we like to explain Parts C, D, and G. Let's start with Medicare Part C. Medicare Part C is what's called Medicare Advantage or a Medicare replacement. This is not to be confused with a Medicare supplement. Medicare Advantage plans are not supplement plans. They are Medicare replacement plans. These plans replace your original Medicare with a different carrier. These carriers offer Medicare Advantage plans that are sponsored by Medicare Advantage corporations that work with the federal government. These plans are typically $0. They typically have a $0 or very low primary care copay. They will have a copay anywhere from $0 to $50, maybe even $60 for a specialist. And then you also have copays for pretty much everything else on the plan that you can think of: chiropractic visits, lab work, imaging, inpatient hospitalization. The other thing that they do cover is they cover wellness and preventative services at 100%. They also will include your dental, vision, and a majority of Medicare Advantage plans also come with a prescription drug plan at no additional cost. A lot of these will have a $0 deductible. You will see deductibles on more plans this year than you have in past plans, and then also have a maximum out of pocket. Depending upon where you're at, it could be as low as $1,000, but it could be as high as $11,000 based on the county and state that you live in. Now let's talk about Medicare Part D. If you have a standalone Medicare Advantage plan or you are on a Medicare supplement or Medigap plan, Part D is something that you would need. These Medicare Part D plans specifically cover prescription drugs. Prescription drug formularies have shrunk over the past few years because of Medicare going with the $2,000 cap that now applies to all drugs that are on formularies for the 2025 calendar year. So if every single prescription is on your formulary for your Medicare prescription drug plan, then you would have a $2,000 cap on your prescription drug plan. A lot of these plans will have a $590 deductible, which is something that you will have to meet before you get copays on tier 3, 4, 5, and even tier 6 drugs that are on the market. Most of these plans for tier 1 and 2, you do not have to reach your deductible. So if you are on generics, it's in your best interest to take a lower cost drug plan because these will still cover your generics at $0, $5, $10, and maybe even $20 for some of your generic drugs. Moving on to Medicare Supplement or Medigap Plan G. This will work in unison with your original Medicare. Medigap and Medicare Supplement plans are not replacement plans. They simply pay for what Medicare doesn't cover. Going back to Medicare Part A, you have a rolling hospital deductible that resets every 60 days, and you have a Part B deductible for all of your outpatient services. What a Plan G does is not only does it allow you to continue to keep your Medicare open access network, which allows you to see any doctor, hospital, specialist, physical therapist, anyone who will bill original Medicare is in-network on your Medicare supplement. There are some select plans that will limit your hospital network, but we can discuss those more at a later date. With a Plan G, it's going to cover 100% of your hospitalization. If you are ever hospitalized for any reason, so you are wheeled back from the ER and you stay inside the hospital, those plans are going to cover 100% of your hospital deductible. So if you are ever hospitalized and you stay in the hospital, whether it's $1,000, $10,000, or $100,000, you are going to have a $0 bill on a Plan G. The other benefit of a Plan G is that once you hit your outpatient deductible of $257, you're going to be covered at 100% coinsurance. And so if you reach your deductible of $257, then once you hit that deductible of $257 paid out of your pocket for the year, then you are going to be covered at 100%. The other benefit of having a Plan G is that they also will pay for any excess charges. Medicare supplement plans would subject you to a 15% excess charge, and with a Plan G, that is going to be covered. So again, we just wanted to clarify Medicare Parts A, B, C, D, and G. We hope this video is helpful. For more questions, you can always reach out to us here at Apollo Today.